Hey, we're back at the top again today, here in Pokemon Sword with a guide of all things, and that's only because due to the switch to the Nintendo Switch for Pokemon, there's a lot of people that are probably going to be confused as they have been reliant on a different way to get competitive Pokemon. And due to the fact that I am a competitive battler and I hope to get competitive content out on this channel as well as other things, I did want to make a guide on how to get competitive Pokemon. And that all starts with the breeding section of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So there's a couple things that you do need before you start breeding. You're going to need a Ditto, the Oval Charm, a Destiny Knot, an Everstone, the IV Checker, and lesser things such as a Pokemon with Flame Body and Smoke Ball. So the main component to breeding is and will always be Ditto. And there's actually two locations that you can get Ditto in this game. The first one is, of course, in the Lake of Outrage. That's up in the upper left part of the wild area, the northwesternmost area. And here, you can find Dittos in the wild. I'll actually show you where they are exactly. You can see here that the Lake of Outrage is up here. You just need to cross the lower section of this lake. Now, once you're up here, you can actually find Ditto in the wild here. The problem is that these Ditto, well, they're not very strong in terms of IVs. And the way you actually can get a decent Ditto is you have to find and defeat multiple Ditto in a row until you find one with a yellow aura around it. Once you find that, that means that you will be guaranteed 2 IVs maxed for your Ditto. Of course, it's guaranteed 2 IVs. You can always get something better, but it will always have a max of 2 IVs. And the other location you can actually catch Ditto in is more in the center of the wild area. It's actually in here in the Stony Wilderness. You can fly to Bridge Field to get there quickly, but it's going to be in den number 66. See, once you fly to this location, you want to run north here. And as you can see, you want to go to this den next to this cave side, not cave side, but this cliff side area with this tree in the corner. And if you can get a purple light coming out of it, then you're more than likely going to have a great Ditto. This is what people have been going for. And this is why people try to consistently get raid battles in this location. If you get a red light like this, you're more than likely not going to have a Ditto. As you can see here, I have a Greedent in this den here. It's 3 stars, and it's not really very great, and it's not really going to help me. But if you get a purple light coming out of it, it pops up, you see Ditto silhouette, or you can wait till next year to transfer all your 6 IV Dittos from Generation 7. Take your pick. You are guaranteed at least a 3 IV or even 4 to 5 IV. Like, for example, if you have 3 stars, it's going to be 3 IV or 4 IV maxed. But if you get 5 stars, that is the greatest you can get, because you will either get 4 to 5 IVs maxed, and if you're lucky, you can get 6 IVs. However, now that you have your main breeding device, you're going to need a Pokemon item that can help you get eggs quicker. And that is the Oval Charm. And the Oval Charm is actually located up here in Chichester. And I believe you can only get access to it once you defeat the game. But once you do, you will need to head back up to this city and head over to the hotel to where GameFreak's staff is located. The GameFreak staff is located in this westernmost hotel. You just need to go up the elevator on the left, and then you'll need to head to this room to find the trainer that will give you the Oval Stone. Now see, I've already defeated him and got the Oval Stone, but once you defeat him, he gives you the Oval Stone, and that way you can hatch eggs quicker. The next thing that you need is the Everstone and the Destiny Knot. Now, we're going to start off with the Everstone. The Everstone makes it so your Pokemon will transfer the nature of the Pokemon that's holding the Everstone, and the Everstone is actually in a pretty early on spot in the game. It's back at Turffield, near the Turffield Gym. And I can only show you the area of where it is, because I've already gotten it at this location. So it's no longer going to show up. But it's going to be around the gym, either where these 2 strange men are, or the ones over here, or like beyond the fence over there, which you can access from going around the gym over here. You can head over to this, down this path. So, like I said, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's somewhere around here on this right side of this gym. And once you have that, you can easily transfer your natures. Now, the next thing that you need is the Destiny Knot. And what the Destiny Knot does is it will transfer 5 IVs from one of the 6 stats of both Pokemon. So we'll only transfer 5. So it's basically a crapshoot at this point. But where it is located is in Hammerlock, where I am right now. You want to head over to the Pokemon Center. You want to talk to this lady, and she will offer it at the price of 10 battle points. As you can see here, I think I passed it. It's right here. And that brings us to the next location. How do you get battle points? Well, you can stone 2 birds at once, because there's actually a thing that you need, the IV checker, the IV judge. And that's only activated after you defeat the 6 battles at the battle tower once you defeat the game. Now, that's going to be all the way up at the top of the map in Winden. And once you defeat the game, you can get access to, like I said, to the battle tower, where you can battle 6 trainers, and once you win 6 games in a row, or just 6 games in general, I'm not exactly sure, you will battle Leon. And once you defeat him, you will have access to the IV judge in the PC, which you can see right here. You can see that this score bunny that I just hatched just a few, like an hour or so ago, it has its best IVs. It's maxed in attack, special defense, and speed. Now, that's not really a good one, since the ones I have are, one of them is 5 IV. So that's really useful for that. Now we get to the process of breeding Pokemon, because once you have all of that in line, you will then need to go back to one of the nurseries, or the Pokemon daycares, as we've called it, for nearly 2 decades. Now, there's 2 options, and this one is along a stretch of route alongside Route 5 that will take you from left to right, and to each their own. If you like this one, that's fine. You can head over to this one. But for me, I like to go to this second one back at Bridge Field. And there's a specific reason why I like this one more. Sure, you can go from left to right, and then you can just pass by it over and over again. But this one near Bridge Field is a lot better. See, what you want to do is you drop off the 2 Pokemon right here, first and foremost. It'll be really useful because this one has 5 IVs. Speaking of a specific Pokemon you want to breed, if you get this far, you want to have your Pokemon set up this way. This Score Bunny, of course, has max IVs and everything but HP. So I'm going to drop off that one. Now, if you look at it, this one is a female one, but it has max IVs and everything but special attack and special defense. Now, this is great because this way, it's guaranteed to have something like this, since it offsets. This one has better max HP, while this one has max special attack and special defense. Special attack doesn't really matter because this is a Score Bunny, but the whole point is that you want to align it so you can get your best chance at IVs. Now, there's a reason why I want to go to this one more, and that's only because of the Lumio City or the battle area effect, right? And there's a reason for that. You can actually align your control sticks in a way where you can run like this, where you can turn the camera while you're turning left. In this situation, I'm actually holding down the control sticks to the left. This way, it can travel along like this. Instead of traveling up and down the route, you will go in circles like this. And when your camera pans over the nursery worker, and if you see her in this position right here, that means you have an egg. And you can just continue grabbing eggs right here. And I usually like to get 5. You can actually get enough to where you can throw them in the PC. But I just like to stick with 5 because that's what I did way back in Generation 6. While you're doing this, be careful not to hit the B button, because you'll just launch yourself into the wild grass like this. And that's not really ideal. But if you do that, you will need a certain item, because of course these Pokemon are level 60. And I have a Pokemon level 28 here. Speaking of this Pokemon, this is Carkol, a Pokemon with the hidden ability of Flame Body. Now, Flame Body makes it easier for your Pokemon eggs to hatch quicker, so you can get it quickly and quickly and quickly. So it's really useful if you're trying to hatch eggs quicker. You can do it with any Pokemon with Flame Body, but I just had Carkol because that's the one that I could easily find. But it's holding the Smoke Ball because this way I can just run away from Pokemon, even though I'm 32 levels beneath it. So you can guarantee it. And you get it in the Slumbering World. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I think I can find a image of that. But Whole point being is, it's really useful if you have that. Now, I'm going to speed this part up until I get the 5 eggs, just so I can get through everything else. Speaking of breeding Pokemon, there's actually a method that you can do to maximize your chances to hatch a shiny Pokemon, known as the Masuda method. Now, most people know what this is, but if you don't, it is a method where if you breed a Pokemon from different regions, you have a higher chance of getting a shiny. So like a Japanese Ditto with a USA Scorbunny. And that's just the best way you can to hatch shiny Pokemon, just to hatch shiny Pokemon. So, just thought I'd mention that. And once you hatch all 5 of them, you can then check your PC through your party, and you can see stuff like this. Now, this one's actually a pretty good one, and I can use it as a giveaway. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. But stuff like this, where it's 4 IV. I mean, sure, I could give that away, but it's not really adequate to help people breed as well. Because you can pass out the 5 IV, and that's pretty much just golden right there. But this one right here is 6 IV. That's brilliant. Oh my gosh, I did not expect to get it just like that. That is wild. If you're lucky like this, then that is fantastic. Oh my goodness, that is wonderful. Holy crap. So if you get one of these, you're pretty much set for life. And yeah, that's pretty much the best way to breed, in my opinion. And as far as when you get a Pokemon such as like that, you want to go ahead and train them. Now, you can do a bunch of things with EVs. You can go ahead and level them in wild battles, but I don't believe that is set up yet, where people know where to EV train right there. You can do a bunch of stuff as well. You can either train in the wild area after you get your EVs ready, or you can use these candies that you can get from max raids. These, let me bring this up. Yeah, right here. The Exp Candy. And you can get actually a ton of these experience from these. I don't know exactly how much, but it's quite insane. You can actually get them to the middle ground of level 50. That's where they normally have them in competitive battling. They level them out to 50 just to keep things on an even playing field. And if you'd rather not deal with EV training in wild Pokemon battles with the power bracers and such, you can head back to Hammerlock City, as in Generation 8, they've actually removed the limit in regards to vitamins, so now that you can max them out with it. Unfortunately, this is going to be the easiest way to get them. It's 2 battle points, and I believe, once again, of course, you can head over to the battle tower, or I believe you can get them from online. That hasn't been confirmed yet through the versus function. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure, and don't take my word on that, but in the past, there has been, but it's very unclear. But that's just what I've heard, but I really hope it is, but that's just a tip. And after all of that, if you still don't want to go through that long process of breeding, you can always hack your Switch, risk getting it banned, just to hack your own Pokemon on PK Hex. Congratulations! But that will actually end this breeding guide for Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you did enjoy, and if it did help you, go ahead and drop a like from the top and subscribe to start the climb today, because we have a lot more content on Sword and Shield coming your way. But with that, though, I want to thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you back at the top later on, because that is how we do us.